Yeah, it's time to build your vision. Step into your purpose, make the right decision. This is your kingdom, claim your ground. Let your faith be the only sound that you're hearing now. Rise up and build, oh yeah.
What's up, YouTube? Okay, so this video really is to test out this new microphone that I have. So I'm literally using it as a test, and I don't want to waste any opportunity to do a video for YouTube because I'm trying to be more consistent. So there's that. I actually was going to do a video this morning just to pop in and say, hey, but I didn't feel good this morning. I have not been eating properly. That's number one. So my body is starting to feel it. Plus, I've been so plugged into Purpose to Profit in and trying to get it ready for launch. Like I set a deadline for 2 launches on this month on the 31st or whatever the end of the month is. I think it's 31 days in this month. So I set a deadline to launch the Talent and Ability Index, which is an amazing assessment that tells you all about your identity in terms of the abilities God has created you with and for. I'm really excited about this particular assessment. It's a digital product, obviously, but I'm excited about what it provides because it really leads into Purpose to Profit in, and that's where you get the most out of the assessment. You can take it and also get a lot out of it. I was working so late last night because I wanted to add an educational arm to it. So instead of a person just buying an assessment and you can download it or, go to your portal and look at it, I wanted it to be more robust and grow over time. And so I built out a educational library that really expands on each one of your talents every month, so that you're always getting something new, which I think is phenomenal. Knowing my talents is how I got to this point of actually building systems and virtual spaces and using AI through code. So the power is obviously in the proof, right? And the fact that I'm presenting something that I've built is amazing. Now, let me also say this. All of these YouTube channels tell you can go onto Claude and you can build a website, or you can go onto Claude and you can build a landing page, or you can go onto Base 44 and build, and you can do those things. What it doesn't tell you is that if you don't really know how to properly utilize Claude or Base 44 or ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these other artificial intelligence tools, it costs you money, okay? It costs you money. And so I'm so proud of what I built because it cost me money in trial and error. But now that I have figured the code, I am so, like, you can't get me off my computer when I get home, which I'm working on it because it has kind of taken a priority and it has to stop. Like, I know it's important and I know I need to get this thing launched, but it can't be like the priority. It has to have its place. So I'm trying to find a balance there because it's so exciting, and I'm so excited. When you find your thing, it's priceless. Like, I feel like we as human beings, we as individuals, I mean, not I would think everybody, but I think the majority of people who are very purpose driven or, dream driven or vision driven, we all have this desire to be in that thing, right? Be in that zone, right? And I feel like many of us spend so much time trying to figure out what is that zone. Especially now, if you're alive now in 2026, this is a time that is like none other, right? Because there's so much evolution, there's so much creativity, especially with artificial intelligence. There's the other thing I noticed about artificial intelligence and YouTube and the industry of a creator is that's a new industry, right? So there's evolving industries, right? Which bring like a plethora of opportunities if you are able to increase your capacity, right? Your level of understanding. Darn, I always hit that pothole. Your level of understanding to move into those industries. And that is something that I challenged myself on doing these last 2 months. I went part-time. I went part-time in June. June was my birthday month, and I made a conscious decision and a dedicated choice, an intentional choice to lock in to artificial intelligence, to lock in to coding, because I had to build my own platform and I had to build my own systems. And it was painful and it made no sense to me. And it was hard and it still is challenging. But the more that I stayed at it up until this point, the more I have been able to produce and the more I continue to produce. And I'm so excited about it. So, yeah, I spend a lot of time building things out. And so I woke up this morning just not feeling really good because I need to take care of myself. I think that's one of the other things that I need to factor in is, what I'm building takes a lot of time. You have to be at your computer. You have to do the code. You have to read. You have to, like, I see a lot of different trainings that set up the individual to use certain systems without telling them that there's more. That's offered in, the bigger numbers, and I get it. So is my platform. My platform also is built to give you options on how you want to build, right? Because what I don't want to do is say, hey, let's build on base 44, and then you have to pay my $5,000 number, or you have to pay my $1,800 number, when that's not necessarily what you need, or that's not necessarily what your product or your service needs, right? Maybe you just need a system that is robust enough to handle what you're trying to take to market. That's a different conversation versus setting you up on a platform to create all of these different things that probably where you are in your entrepreneur journey may cost you more money. That doesn't make sense to me, and I think that that's unfair. But that's just my thought on what I'm seeing on the internet, or what I'm seeing in YouTube, or what I'm seeing with different creators, which is fine. Everybody has their lane and they have to, do what they have to do to earn. But I'm just very excited that I listened to the Holy Spirit on what I need to be focused on, and have really just, that's what I eat. I don't go on YouTube to be entertained, and I don't even go on social media. If I go on social media, it's a post that I'm posting, but not necessarily consuming. I really have tried to change my consumption to specifically be geared towards what it is that I'm trying to move into, what I'm trying to learn, or what I'm trying to execute. So I'm only consuming what I need to learn. I'm not consuming anything other than what I need to learn, if that makes sense. And so if it's not an industry that I am trying to break into or I'm trying to expand into, I don't find any interest in anything else right now, because it's such a building time. It is a time to build, and it is a time to execute on what God has possibly told you to execute on. And so I've been doing that. So I keep going back to, I woke up not really feeling well. I still don't really feel 100%. Now, I don't get sick. Like, I am such a big germaphobe, so I wear 2 N95 masks at work. I'm constantly washing my hands. I don't really go places anyhow, and if I do, I still wear a mask. So I don't necessarily pick up things, because I keep my house clean as well, in terms of just being mindful of washing my hands, even behind my family, because, they have their own industry that they're in. But I know that it's because I have not been really taking complete good care of myself in terms of eating right and drinking water, etc. So got to work on that. But it's been a labor of love. And what I just have been so bothered about this week is having to go to this 9 to 5. Like, I am struggling. I am struggling. I went down to 3 days, and I am already talking about 2 days. I am putting that into the atmosphere. Like, I am gonna go 2 days. I'm gonna go 2 days, which means you're gonna lose more revenue and you're gonna lose health insurance. You gotta think about those things. Yes, absolutely. But I really feel like where God is setting me up, that all of that's going to be okay. All of that's going to be okay. I mean, the way God is setting me up, it's not even going to have to be a 2-day situation. It's going to be either a PRN if I want or nothing. And so I'm excited. I'm really excited about what is getting ready to launch. So as I wasn't feeling good today, and as I've been struggling with having to go into the 9 to 5 and just kind of, doing the work, I noticed my attitude shifted, and I noticed that, I didn't feel like I was a really nice person in my heart. You can put on a facade, and you can act like, you're nice and you're sweet, but it's your heart. It's that heart posture. What is the heart posture saying, right? Because that's what matters, and that's what God looks at. And I remember this morning just not feeling 100%. So I was grumpy, right? And that's okay. We're not always going to feel amazing, right? We're not always going to feel 100%, but it doesn't give us the right to not be kind. And integrity and with character, have the right heart posture. So I was convicted this morning, and I had to fix it, because here's the thing. When God is taking you into a new space and he's giving you an opportunity for advancement, all of these things matter, right? All of these things matter. And I'm saying this for the individual who wants to get out of the 9 to 5 ideology, right? Dismantle that and go into something. And maybe you found that something, and now you're putting all your eggs in that something, which is risk. And that's what entrepreneurship is. That's what brings opportunity. But you always have to remain in the right heart posture. You always have to remain with integrity and with character, right? Like, those have to be priorities in the transition. And so I was so convicted, because that's not the heart of God, and that's not what God expects of us as his children, right? He expects for us to remain postured, positioned, and prepared in our character, in our attitude, how we show up. Why? Because one day, that product, that service, that entrepreneur endeavor that you're building out is going to have people that you are going to have to depend on to show up with character and with integrity, right? And to show up wanting to provide the best of service and wanting to provide the best of experience. And you're going to be responsible for ensuring that they do that, right? And so those were things that the Holy Spirit was really just kind of dealing with me on today and talking to me about this morning. And it was just a real wake-up call that you have to keep that balance, and you have to stay the course, right? And so while you're building your exit strategy, your 9 to 5 could be your silent investor. And so you have to honor the silent investor so that you can continue to push in and through the strategy that is going to be your complete exit. That was a lesson for me today. And so I'm looking forward to getting home to continue to build. Like I said, I'm looking to launch the talent and ability index assessment, which the Bible in Matthew 25 talks about the parable of the talents, and it talks about how God gave, or the master gave, the servants different increments of money, and they had a responsibility to multiply that money, and then they would see a return on their investment. And then there was one that did nothing. And when I read that story, the Holy Spirit was talking to me about teaching others their talents. And when I really sat down and chewed on it, I was like, how did those individuals who were given these different amounts of money, what did they use to multiply? What did they use to advance? What did they use to get a return on investment? They had to have used their talents and their ability to multiply what was in their hand. And that kind of just like, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, because I was always saying, okay, God, what do you mean teach people about their talents? Teach people about their talents. And then I dived into different types of assessments and took all these different assessments, and they were eye-opening. It was like, wow, I can't believe that this science is out here. but I still could not get the piece of the puzzle of how to apply it. And that was so frustrating for me for maybe 2 years, I want to say. I was trying to figure out, how do I apply talents? How do I teach people about talents? I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. And it wasn't until this month that it popped open, especially with me building out this assignment and building out this platform and building out these systems and creating these digital products. It's like the light bulb went off, and things opened up in my level of understanding, which has been super phenomenal. So I'm excited about the talent and ability index assessment that I'm planning to launch on the 31st, or whatever the end of the day, the end of the month is here. It's a phenomenal assessment. I took everything that I learned and all of the research from all of the things that all of the assessments I've ever taken and worked with or studied, and I created my own. And I like the fact that I can say that, and it is a functional, and it is a real tool. It blows my mind, right? Because you always you want to obviously make sure you make a sound product, but the fact that I know I've made one and that I'm confident behind what I'm building is even more exciting. So I'm launching that at the end of the month, and then I'm also launching it's called the Signature Offer Blueprint. The Signature Offer Blueprint, and the Signature Offer Blueprint is another I can't believe I built that tool. I'm super excited. It really, the gist of it is, it comes with the um, the talent and ability index assessment, and your results from your assessment are fed into the blueprint, and then the blueprint takes your assessment, your abilities, what you're naturally built to do, what your natural abilities and behaviors are, and it offers you a product or a service that you can take to market in 90 days. With that offer, you have an option or a choice to regenerate once and get a alternative product or service to take to market in 90 days. It then gives you master prompts for everything you need to take that thing to market. Is that open? Master prompts to take that thing to market, whatever that product or that service is that's in your wheelhouse. You get the master prompts to build it out. You get the master prompts to carry it out. Everything that you need, you get to carry that thing out. I think it's such a phenomenal tool, because I wish I had this tool to help me zone in on what I'm building now, right? Like, I wish I had something to tell me what I was good at, and then give me the option or the opportunity to build on that, right? So there's so much more to that. I kind of want to do like a demo of it too. I kind of want to do a demo. So I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna sit down, and it is pouring rain. Like, it literally just started pouring rain out here. The nerve. Um, I'm gonna think about that. Oh, that hurricane's coming. That typhoon is coming. Okay, so that's what it is. Well, there's that. I'm gonna think about that. Do like a live tutorial of. I think I'm gonna set up a live tutorial of both. I'm gonna set up a live tutorial of the assessment and a live tutorial of the blueprint. Yeah, I have so much work to do, y'all, that's just like another thing to do, because I'm still building. But I'm gonna figure this out. Listen, listen. If you, I never do my intro. I gotta stop that. Hi there. My name's Athena. I am a nurse by trade, but now becoming this amazing AI systems consultant. I build AI systems and virtual communities. um, as well as strategy to help you get to your next. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a nurse by trade, worked in nursing for over 26 years, but now have been an entrepreneur. I was looking at the inception of one of my businesses, and it was like 5 years ago. I didn't even know I was in business that long. For 5 years, one business has been my consistent revenue generating business. And I have my second business, which is Purpose to Profit In, which is a virtual community for entrepreneurs that helps them take what they're trying to build, structure it, and take it to market. And then there's levels to that depending on where you are in your entrepreneurial journey. We help you clarify it. We help you figure that thing out, brand it, and get it to market. Or build your system with you, or build your system for you. So there's all of these different lanes that you can fall in. I was just talking to one of my first clients, my bigger paying client, who I'm building her coaching system for her. We were just talking about writing a book, and I was telling her I'm training my system to help the clients that want to write books write a book. So I'm excited about that piece, to see really like how I'm going to develop that particular arm in the platform. And what's amazing about this virtual business is it's one platform that houses all of this, and it's so robust that it's able to do all of this, which I think is so phenomenal, that AI is able to do all these things and accelerate our abilities and our creativity and our talents, right? So why not use it? All right, y'all. If you have not, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share the video with other entrepreneurs that you think might find this content interesting. We are building out this channel. It is new, and I am simply just working on showing up. That's it. While I'm working, I am contemplating on doing some work sessions, but they're really boring because it's just me looking at the computer all day and thinking and working with AI and having a conversation with my second brain and strategizing and fixing. And right now, because we're trying to launch in such a short window of time, it's a lot. It's like we're pushing really hard with the code, and it just takes so much time. I need to upgrade my system now. Like, I didn't realize how important like the ability of your computer is. My laptop, done. She's done. Like, she ain't trying to hear no conversation with AI. So I don't know what to do with my Mac Air. Like, I don't know what to do with it. I can't believe she works with everything else, but when I try to load in my second brain, I think it just overdrives. She's like, I'm not doing it. So I need to get a new laptop, and I need to get a new desktop. So those are huge purchases for the business. So we are working on what I just have to pull the trigger and buy one or the other, or buy them both. But I can't bring myself. It's $4,000. Hello, hello, and each one is like the same amount. I went and I looked at both of them. One is 2,000, right? The other is 2,000 for like the biggest RAM or what have you. And so I'm like, shoot, do I get the laptop first or do I get the desktop? Well, I'm sick of always being at my desk on my desktop, so maybe it makes more sense to get my laptop, but I love using a desktop. So I'm like, but you travel too, and you got travel coming up, and your work is gonna stop if you don't have this laptop by next month. So, man, I think I just basically figured it out for myself. I have to buy the laptop because I need it before my August trip coming up. So I guess I'm gonna go buy a new laptop. I really need to go buy this laptop, you guys. Like, seriously speaking, I have to get this laptop because I got that travel coming up. And if I don't have this laptop, I gotta think about this. I hate spending money when it comes to my business. Like, I hate spending my business money. I struggle with that. I guess that's a good thing. But this is an investment. It's not a splurge. It's an investment. And because of like the power of what I use, like my second brain uses a lot of power. Claude, the way I use it, uses a lot of power, and the platform that holds my whole system uses a lot of power. So it's not like I can get a cheaper version without drag or crash. And I can't afford drag or crash. I'm literally trying to wait for this rain to die down, y'all, literally. I can't afford drag or crash, so I need the stronger version. Man, I'm working on something, and when that is done this month, it's going to change the game on needing equipment like this. All right, y'all. I'll probably show up in the morning. I don't feel good, and I never call off of work, but I'm feeling like calling out of work because I just don't feel good. I don't feel myself, and I feel like I need to rest. I feel like even when I get home, I don't need to work on the business. I need to lay my butt down and rest and chill out. But knowing me, I'm going to be working at my computer because I have to launch at the end of the month. I have 95 items that I need to work on with AI and to do the coding on so that everything runs, plus all of the tests. And I need to run a short beta, which I have 5 women to run the short beta on the assessment. So I need to run the beta on the assessment all before I launch. I may need to move my launch date. I may need to stop trying to be ambitious and be strategic and just take my time. I gotta get these 2 digital products launched. Like, I have to get these 2 digital products launched. And here's the other dope part about the digital products. Like, let's say a customer who wants to be a client buys the assessment or the blueprint and they want to get into the community. There's bundles so that you get cheaper deals if you bought one and you want to go into the community, so you get a bundle, it's cheaper. I'm building a workspace so that the individual can be working until the launch of the community, so that there's no time gap. This is how my brain has been thinking. Like, I don't want my customers, my clients who want to be a part of the community and they're buying the tools that's going to maximize their opportunity, their ability, their functionality in the community. I don't want them sitting dormant and waiting. So I'm not only building a space for you to work, but it is an AI powered space. So you're not doing a lot of heavy lifting. My AI is trained to hear what you say and help you articulate, help you expand, help you to further your creativity. So you have a partnership with AI that I have built in such an intelligent way to help you with whatever product or service. And here's the dope part. I've built it with vast amount of industries, but let's say you have a unique industry, you have a unique product, you have a unique service. It then researches that industry, if it's not already in its knowledge base, to expand so that it is not just your okey doke AI, right? It is one that is being trained and tailored to each individual. That is a part of the Purpose to Profit in Signature community, which I'm super, super, super excited about. I got to get out of this car, raining or not. I'm trying to wait, but I have to go spend all this money to get Kaikoa's dog food. I have to buy like a bunch of salmon to cook for him to eat. And then there's this other part of his diet that I have to add with what I naturally like. I buy all the organic foods, but then I have to buy this other product because it has vitamins and nutrients specifically for his breed that the food alone doesn't give him. Hello? Why? Why did I pick a Frenchie? Why? Why didn't I just not get another dog? Why did I just, why didn't I just, why didn't I just get something from the pound? You could give them a kibble, right? And a bone and they'd be fine. I don't know. All right, y'all. I definitely am going to come back on tomorrow or something. Next month, I'm planning to go to do a recording each day, and I don't even know how that's going to work out. I don't even know. I might have just put my foot in my mouth, but we'll see if I'm able to do it. I definitely have to have something structured to talk about because all this rambling, I can't do it. Anyhow, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you, miss you, bye.
Yeah, it's time to build your vision. Step into your purpose, make the right decision. This is your kingdom, claim your ground. Let your faith be the only sound that you're hearing now. Rise up and build.